Hello, my friends. Jacob is here once again. Not 48 hours later. It's like, I'm so excited. I'm so glad, too. A lot of people saw the video that I posted, I guess it was yesterday or so, and I left out some stuff. I didn't really leave it out. I kind of just ran out of time. I briefly touched on this great finding in the Royal Astronomical Society that basically proves that there is a multi-dimension, a multiverse, parallel realities that are lining up with our own, and this is a huge find, and I really wanted to go into it. It didn't really fit in yesterday's show, so today we're going to be talking about that, and we're also going to be talking about a new Mandela effect, possibly. I don't know. This one's crazy, but buckle up, people, because there are an infinite amount of possibilities of how this video can go. Now, if you're not new to the channel, you know that I have touched on the multiverse many times. If you don't know anything about it, it's basically the idea that as you and I are talking, there's an infinite amount of possibilities to how this can go. When you're walking down a road, you have two directions. You can take a left or you can take a right. When you take a left, the right is also taken. So there's basically an infinite amount of yous and an infinite amount of me's that are going on in the exact same way or in slightly different ways at the exact same time. There's also a belief that when you die, you basically just flip on over to another version of yourself, another dimension. We are infinite beings in an infinite universe with an infinite amount of possibilities, and that is why we should not fear death, some people say. Okay, so I want to give you some examples of why the multiverse is so fascinating, why they think that it exists, okay? According to space.com.
The concept of a parallel universe.
Number one, infinite universes. This is the reason, okay? Scientists can't be sure what shape space-time is. It's not like a donut, it's not like a circle, so they say that it is basically flat. And if it is endless and it is flat, then it makes complete sense that we would then repeat again and again and again. So you're going to basically come upon yourself with slightly different variations as you go down because space-time is flat and endless. Number two, the bubble universe theory, which basically ties into this huge find, okay? Other universes could arise from a theory called eternal inflation. Inflation is the notion that the universe expanded rapidly after the Big Bang, in effect inflating like a balloon. Eternal inflation, first proposed by Tufts University cosmologist Alexander Velikin, suggests that some pockets of space, they stop inflating, while others continue to inflate, thus giving rise to other universes, other realities. They call them bubble universes. That ties into the finding just within the last week or so.
But to imagine that we have the technology to build a portal into an alternative universe and then move in and out of it.
Number three, here's another reason for parallel universes. Another idea arises from string theory. That's something that I love. I'm all about quantum theory. I dig it. The notion of brain worlds, okay? That's not B-R-A-I-N, it's B-R-A-N-E, worlds. Parallel universes that hover just out of reach from our own. Proposed by Princeton University's Paul Steinert and Neil Turok of the Perimeter Institute of Theoretical Physics in Ontario, Canada. Kind of like that they're veiled, that there's a veil between us and that there's an infinite amount of us's going on and we're all layered, kind of like a layer cake on top of each other, and we're just out of reach, unless of course we could pierce through and open that dimension, you know, like CERN is doing. If you haven't seen any of my videos on that, check it out. There's more information. I'm trying to keep this one short. Number four, daughter universes. The theory of quantum mechanics, which reigns over the tiny world of subatomic particles, suggests another way multiple universes might arise. Quantum mechanics describes the world in terms of probabilities rather than definite outcomes, and the mathematics of this theory might suggest that all possible outcomes of a situation occur in separate universes at the exact same time, as I was saying before. That's the big one, the big driving one. Okay, but this new finding that is right now got a lot of people excited, especially people that are into the Mandela effect, because this could give some kind of credibility to the idea of multiple universes. And are we shifting universes? Are we shifting reality? I'm going to point out the one that I just had just recently. Now, of course, once you have this effect, once you start seeing things a different way, you start seeing everything different. You start thinking that everything might be a Mandela effect. So sometimes you don't know, is it your memory? And it's possible that it could be. Now, I know a lot of them, like the Coke logo, like the Volkswagen logo, like the Ford logo, like many lines in famous movies, like the Bible. I don't think Jesus healed people and told them to pick up their couch and bring it home. These things did not exist. I've written essays where certain verses that I've used in my articles just disappeared. They don't even exist anymore. I've done videos on this. Check out my video on Mandela effect and Bible verses, or any of my other Mandela. I have a whole playlist. Can't really get into that right now. But I was driving the other day, and my wife and I, we love to shop. Kohl's is her place, right? I go there a lot. I'm like kind of her personal shopper. I tell her, oh, try this on, or try this on. Oh, you look good in that. Oh, don't wear that. You know, that's out of fashion. I enjoy hanging out with my wife. If you have a wife and you don't go shopping with her and you don't have her try on stuff for you and she doesn't do the same for you, then you're missing out, because it's fun. Shop together, right? Most times we don't even buy anything. We just go and we just try on stuff. But anyways, my point is, I was driving by Kohl's and the sign just looked off to me. So I pulled into the parking lot and immediately snapped a picture. And I was like, what? The logo looked different. Sort of similar. Something was off about it. So, of course, you know, being the sane guy that I am, I decided to walk in and talk to people that work there. They may have thought that I was a little bonkers, you know, asking them had their sign changed. But ironically, the people that work there, they don't remember the logo looking that way either. I got a kooky question for you, okay? Did you get a new sign outside? The Kohl sign? It looks very different.
Oh, we might have.
Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
How about, do you have like a Kohl's bag or a Kohl's box or something?
I don't know.
It's weird. They have like a, here, let me see. Do you remember the circle as an apostrophe?
No, I don't. Honestly,
Yeah?
I don't remember anything.
You don't?
I mean, I've never noticed it.
If you went outside and looked at it right now, it would freak you out.
Okay.
It's weird. Yeah. My wife doesn't remember the big old circly thing in the logo. I don't remember it, but that doesn't mean that it wasn't there. Is this more evidence of parallel realities of a multiverse? I don't know. Could it be my memory? Maybe. I know not on all of them, but possibly this one. In any event, okay. There is a mysterious cold spot in space. And this is what's gotten people at the Royal Astronomical Society very excited. Okay, a recent study on the space anomaly that has perplexed scientists for years has some suggesting that it can explain the parallel bubble universe theory, the one that I touched on earlier. For years, scientists, they've been baffled by a weird anomaly far away in space, a mysterious cold spot. They call it the CMB. About 1.8 billion light years across, huge. It's cooler than its surroundings, measuring about 0.00015 Celsius degrees, astronomers discovered by measuring the background radiation. So that huge void right there. So that's what they said at first. They said, oh, well, maybe it's just a void. But now, recent findings have proven that it's not a void. It has to be something else, which lends a lot of credibility to the bubble universe theory, right? The idea that multiple universes have smashed together and an infinite amount of possibilities lie right in that area itself, not too far away from us. So now in this recent published survey of galaxies, astronomers from the Royal Astronomical Society say they've discovered that this supervoid cannot exist. They now believe that the galaxies in the cold spot are just clustered around smaller voids that populate the gold spot like bubbles. Infinite bubbles. Multiple universes. Tom Shanks, in a press release, said, perhaps the most exciting of these is that the cold spots was caused by collisions of our universe and other parallel bubble universes. So, the question remains, are multiverses now smashing into each other? Has CERN opened up the doorway to other ones, and now they are colliding and bleeding into each other, which is why we are seeing these strange changes. Now, for those that say that no, the Mandela effect did not, it doesn't exist. Well, I did a video called Mandela Effect Smoking Gun. It was about the Apollo 13 line and Tidy Cats. These are two irrefutable flip-flops. One where the Apollo 13 line, which we all remember as Houston, we have a problem, was actually changed, or not changed, it existed as Houston, we've had a problem. And when people reported on this and said, no, that's not the way it was, a lot of people said, oh, it's your memory. That's why there were like tons of articles written about top movie quotes that were misquoted, like the one from BuzzFeed and about 15 others. Problem is, people, it flip-flopped back, okay? So maybe we collided into another universe and things are bleeding together. And once again, it is Houston, we have a problem. So these very reputable online magazines and magazines that are all about entertainment, either they all got it wrong or there's proof that the lines flip-flop back and forth. Check out that video. I'll put it at the end of the video. You can just click on it if you want. Please do subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for taking the time. I'm sorry that I kind of teased the multiverse idea and I really didn't get into it. This is a short one. I'm just getting to you right before I go to work. I just wanted to tell you all how much I love you, how awesome it is to believe that we have an infinite amount of possibilities to our day. You may not need to understand that there are multiple realities. You may not need to see all of the different dimensions that may be layered here on top of us, or all the little bubble universes that are bubbling and percolating and colliding into each other. You may not need that, but you do need to understand this. As I'm talking to you right now, there's an infinite amount of possibilities for your day. There is an endless list of things that you can do. Why don't you do something different? You know, if you haven't gone for a long walk with a loved one or just by yourself, get outside and walk around. If you haven't done something like you haven't gone to see a movie in a long time, go see a movie. Treat yourself. Do something different. Do something fun. Tell somebody that you love them. Give them a hug. Wrap your arms around them and see how much better you feel. When you give love, you get love. And that's what the world needs more than ever before. I thank you for taking the time to spend with me. And I will see you again next week. I hope you enjoyed this special little Multiverse Mandela video. And I will talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.